Hello everyone and welcome to this special report here on the Gunpla Network News. As always, I'm your host, The Spicer, and today's special report is brought to you by none other than Canadian Gundam. Canadian Gundam is your one-stop shop for all things Gunpla and Playmo here in North America. With a vast catalog that's restocked regularly, flat rate shipping to the US and Canada, and a private warehouse option, they've got you covered in any situation. When you're checking that vast catalog and placing your next order, don't forget to use the promo code Gunpla Network to save yourself 10% off. Starting off with some pretty sad, disappointing news, Gundam The Witch of Mercury is actually being delayed for its simulcast premiere. We don't know why, Sunrise has not said specifically, but we do know that it was supposed to go up on Gundam Info's YouTube channel. Now, they've not announced a new date for when the simulcast is supposed to air, or if they're going to go weekly moving forward. However, I would speculate, pure speculation, this is probably some weird licensing stuff, because Crunchyroll also has the Mobile Suit Gundam Witch of Mercury stuff up, and they simulcast a lot of things, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't, who's to say? All we do know for sure is that it is not up, and we don't know when it will be up on Gundam Info's YouTube channel. However, some exciting news in terms of The Witch of Mercury is we have a whole host of new kits coming out for the series. First, starting off with the Full Mechanics 1100 Aerial Gundam, with a release date of March 2023 and a price tag of 4,180 Japanese yen. It looks like the Full Mechanics line is continuing in kind of the same fashion it did for IBO and for the Seed kits, and it looks pretty impressive. Everything is done in plastic. You have a couple of different options or textures for all the glowy red bits on the inside, so they're not like pre-printed or anything. They are just a different thing with clear pieces that go over them. Still really cool to see here. Really hope we see more Full Mechanics stuff from The Witch of Mercury. We also have a couple of things from the high-grade line. The high-grade Mirasol flight unit is set to release in January of 2023 for a price tag of 880 Japanese yen, and this looks like a flight backpack for the Aerial Gundam, and that is it. So it is just the flight pack, it is not the Aerial Gundam itself. This is kind of like the Iron-Blooded Orphans expansion packs and stuff like that, so we'll at least be getting some stuff for Witch of Mercury like that, but it is just for the Aerial Gundam, or anything else that it could plug into, but it is just the flight pack, not the actual mobile suit. We also have the high-grade 1144 scale Michaelis, with a release date of January 2023 and a price tag of 1,760 Japanese yen. This is the upgraded, newer version for the Witch of Mercury of the Bigure, I think, from the prologue. This looks really cool, has its kind of knightly aesthetic, and a weird gun arm. But it is there, and it's coming out in January. Speaking of the Bigure, or however you say that, we have the high-grade 1144 scale Bigure Pente, with a release date of February 2023 and a price tag of 1,760 Japanese yen. Going for a interesting aesthetic here, with a purple and red color scheme. I actually quite like that blending. And it just pretty much looks like the Michaelis, or the gear before it, with a couple of different things. A big shield, a big gun, it looks like kind of a strange looking gun as well. But it is cool to see takes and different variations of this body. We also have the high-grade 1144 scale Hindry, with a release date of February 2023 and a price tag of 1,760 Japanese yen. And this looks to be some kind of another variation of that Bigure Michaelis style body. This seems to be more of a heavy variant mobile suit. It's got a couple of shields, a smaller gun, maybe it's a close quarters type. The teal color is really nice. I like the playing off of the teal, the purple. I think it is a good differentiation between the previous two units, but this might actually also possibly be like a more gruntier version of it. Hard to say, all speculation, but we do know it is coming out, and it looks pretty cool. We also have the high-grade 1144 scale Zord, with a release date of February 2023 and a price tag of 1,760 Japanese yen. This also looks very grunty. This has got big grunt suit vibes. It has more of a traditional orange visor, some little backpack things sticking off of it, some extra thrusters. Pretty skinny looking arms, but a unique design with quite a few hard points all around, so it looks like you could probably add some stuff to it. And a fairly small looking machine gun. Still a pretty interesting design. I really like the variety of mechanical design we're seeing from Witch of Mercury. We also have the high-grade Gundam Lefirth UR, with a release date of March 2023 and a price tag of 2,090 Japanese yen. This does not look like the Gundam Lefirth we've seen before. It is more heavily armored. It has one big funnel thing on the back. I'm not sure if that's a big cannon that's popping over the shoulder or a backpack thruster or something like that. We do have a minigun, a beam saber. Looks really cool. It is nice to see that we're getting a bunch of variations on the existing mobile suits, as you kind of, like as a corporation, you'd reuse frames you already have, so it makes a lot of sense. We also have the high-grade 1144 scale Gundam Lafer Throne, with a release date of March 2023 and a price tag of 1,760 Japanese yen. And this one has been making the rounds. People either love this design or absolutely loathe it. It is interesting looking, and it very much reminds me of the core Gundam with its tiny little legs. We'll see, how all of this incorporates, or if it's different, or if maybe these are the same Gundam Lefirth and these are just different parts, or they're two different units and this is all kind of pre-built. Regardless, I do like to see it. We'll probably be seeing the same kind of photo-etched parts, not photo-etched, but the pre-laid in effect plastic parts for the chest and the head and stuff we saw with the Gundam Lefirth, or Rubris, or however you want to say it. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see this line have so many different options already without it even airing. There's a lot of different designs here, so if you don't like one thing, you're probably gonna like something else. However, the next piece of news is, I think, the one that's really gonna get most people, with the Master Grade Verka 1100 MSZ 006 Zeta Gundam, with a release date of February 2023. And the Verka Zeta actually looks to kind of be adopting some stuff that was experimental or tried on the Verka Double Zeta. You have the little metal bit sticking out of the chest, you have slightly different proportioning, I don't want to say more muted color tone, but kind of more realistic-y looking. It's not as bright and in your face, but it is still holding true to the line art. I've seen a lot of people get really excited about this. I've seen a lot of people be very concerned that this was what we got, and that the transformation might be a little problematic. But regardless, the Verka has been announced. We know when it's coming out, and it is the Zeta Gundam. We also have the Master Grade SD Freedom Gundam, with a release date of January 2023 and a price tag of 4,290 Japanese yen. And this, I guess, makes sense. It's a little weird that the Master Grade SD line starts with the Freedom, but it looks good. It is something I really hope to see more of. It looks like the Freedom Gundam in SD form, but with a Master Grade. It's got a full inner frame. It has some effect pieces. The head is, of course, proportionally much larger than it would be normally, but it still looks good. They bring out all the detailing, all the color separation, panel lining, surface detailing. It's all there from a Master Grade, but just in kind of the shape of an SD Gundam. We also have the P Bandai Master Grade 1100 scale Gundam H1 Full Glanza, with no release date currently announced or a price. We don't really know a whole lot, but we do have some images, and I believe it has been on display at a Gundam base, and it looks really good. I always love some Gundam Age representation, and while the Glanza's a little strange, it is here, and it is, I guess, probably the easiest thing to do instead of, using the existing prototype for the H3 unless someone already threw it away. A little strange that it's here, but it does look good. It's just an add-on part for the H1. So if you've got that, I imagine maybe they'll sell it as a separate entity as well, but I'm imagining this is going to be one full kit, the H1 Master Grade, and then you can add the parts on. But we'll find out more, and when we do, we'll let you know. We also have the Gundam Base Limited high-grade 1144 scale Gundam Astray Red Dragon, with a release date of October 8th, 2022, and a price tag of 3,740 Japanese yen, and this is the Red Dragon in a smaller scale. So all you Red Frame fans out there who've messed with the Master Grade, you know what this is generally, but basically this is just taking the high-grade Red Frame Astray that we already had, with what looks like the flight backpack, but slightly modified. It has the bigger, more prominent V-fin with the beam effect part. You have the Coldwitch guns, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right, with the big blades. High grade, I'd be a little worried about weight on that, but regardless, it is here. If you like this design, you will like it here, as it looks like the same thing, just smaller. And we also have the Gundam Side F Limited high-grade Universal Sentry 1144 scale Jigen, with the Yu Kojima custom color set. This is the same Yu Kojima from Blue Destiny, but in his Jagen. It is just a Jagen with a slight repaint mostly to the torso, but it is there, and if you like the Blue Destiny side story and Yu Kojima, you can absolutely get your own Yu Kojima Jigen, even though it just looks like the torso was painted blue, I guess in honor of the Blue Destiny. Or just that's Yu Kojima's color. One of the two. Regardless, it is there. It is a Gundam Side F Limited, so I don't believe that this will be easily accessible, much like a lot of Gundam base exclusives, but it's out there and you can go search for it. And that has been the news for this week. A lot of stuff coming out. A little disappointed that The Witch of Mercury has got postponed, but at least we got a lot of news on the model kits coming out early next year, and there's some really cool looking ones in my opinion. But let me know in the comments down below, are you most excited about that Verka? Are you most excited about the Master Grade SD line starting to exist? Are you an Age fan and you're excited to see more Master Grade Age stuff, even if it is just an expansion set type situation? Or are you really all in on the Witch of Mercury line and you have a couple of picks from there? Regardless, any of that, let me know in the comments down below. I'm very excited to see what y'all have to say. And of course, as always, friends, I've been the Spicer here for the Gunpla Network. Please do your best to stay safe and keep on building.